Alright, story time. I'm sure all of the mouse and keyboard players out there have noticed that something does not quite feel right with the mouse input in Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2. Recently I hopped back onto Modern Warfare 2019 with some friends for some custom games, and I immediately noticed how good the mouse input felt. I have seen some top mouse and keyboard Warzone players mention this in some of their videos, like Huskers, Blue and Metaphor. Playing Modern Warfare 2019 again and seeing the stark difference prompted me to investigate further. While listening, I invite you to keep an eye on the green X that marks the middle of the screen and see if you notice anything odd. People online have been claiming that there is just way more input lag in Warzone 2, but the difference I felt was not that of input lag, but rather that when I turned my character around in game, the pivot point felt different somehow. I thought perhaps they just moved it. The mouse input also just felt significantly snappier and more immediate. I've also seen theories that there is some kind of mouse acceleration in Modern Warfare 2 that just can't be turned off. This also didn't make sense to me, as I know what mouse acceleration feels like, and this is not that. When watching a video on Warzone 2 mouse input, I came across a comment that explains what I was feeling quite well, I think. The main reason for this is the fact that they decoupled the origin of the projectile, where your shots come out from the screen center, and instead tethered it to the weapon barrel. When you look or aim around with the mouse in the game, your eye is continually and naturally drawn to the center point due to the physics of this effect. You're welcome to pause the video to read the comment in more detail. Now, when aimed down sight, the issue is not so bad, but look at the difference when you're running around with your hipfire crosshairs. They're all over the place. Contrast this with Modern Warfare 2019, where the hipfire crosshairs follow the camera perfectly. Back to Modern Warfare 2022, I'm trying to do the same thing where I flick from one point to another, but my flicks are terrible in hipfire because I do not get the immediate feedback from the crosshairs. My speed and accuracy are way better when aimed down sight. But Flux, I hear you say, there's a setting to make crosshairs static. Yes, this is true, but let's have a look at what the in-game description says. Note, the static value is an accessibility feature that reduces motion sickness, but does not accurately represent the direction of the fire. So, what this means for mouse players is that either your hipfire flicks are slow and inaccurate because of the ridiculous weapon sway mechanic giving poor feedback, or your crosshairs do not accurately represent where the bullets are going to go. Out of these options, static is probably the way to go, but there will be many situations where you flick to an enemy while transitioning to aiming down sight, and you will notice no hit markers. So you end up overcorrecting your flick, but then the gun catches up and you are off target again. Now you are finally aimed fully down sight, and you can be accurate. Through all of this faffing around, you missed out on about 3 bullets making contact, and this makes all the difference in a close range fight against the controller player who knows how to abuse the aim assist. I'm sure you have all lost a fight and shouted, "Where did my bullets go?" Or, "I shot first, how did I lose that?" Well, now you know. Is there anything to be done about this? Unfortunately not, just to hope that they make more inclusive decisions in the new Call of Duty games, so that mouse and controller players can coexist with neither having an unfair advantage. I'll leave you with some more Deagle one-taps on the superior game. Cheers.